What's up, guys? So Fula with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. And in this video, man, I kind of just want to talk about Demetrius Andrades. He had some words in boxing scene.com basically, and I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm a Demetrius Andrades fan. I go for a dude based off of the fact that we both have some Cape Verdean basically some roots in Cape Verde. Some of my family basically they left mainland Africa and they settled in Cape Verde. So that place is also home. You know what I mean? But I have to call it spades, man. And I gotta say that some things he's delusional on, man. I mean, as much as I want to support him, man, I gotta really call it for what it is. So in this article, man, he said that he's the baddest man in boxing, and he credited Eddie Hearn for getting him acting, but at the same time, he's saying that that U.S. promotions should follow the way that they promote in the UK. That Eddie Hearn is young and I'm young, and that he's just doing things in the way they're supposed to be done. But I mean, I can't really go for that, bro, because I mean, with Demetrius Andrades, I mean, he just has to look at what Eddie Hearn is doing with Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. I mean, I hope he doesn't think that he's exempt from that kind of treatment. Because at the end of the day, I mean, Eddie Hearn's a promoter. I mean, he really has no desire in keeping his fighters happy, bro. I mean, as long as he gets his money, that's all he really cares about at the end of the day. I mean, because if he really cared about pushing these dudes, he would have made he would have pushed for let's just say a rematch with Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. I mean, that's why Dillian White was doing what he was doing before for Eddie Hearn, is because he thought he was going to get that fight. I mean, you had Luis Ortiz, who was signed to Matchroom as well, and what did Eddie Hearn do? He said oh yeah, you signed to Matchroom, you're going to get a good fight. You're going to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, but that turned out to be false. It was just a means to protect him from protect Anthony Joshua from Luis Ortiz. I mean, that's why he signed him, at the time. So, what I want to say is that, the dude that Demetrius Andrades is fighting this Friday is, I mean, his claim to fame is he went 12 rounds with Billy Joe Saunders. Okay, that was his claim to fame. His name's Arthur Akabov or something like that. And, he's a hard hitter, a hard puncher, basically. But, I mean, at this point, man, I really feel that, he has to step up, bro. I mean, the Zone, he says, he talks highly about Matchroom and the Zone, but they really haven't delivered, man. I mean, you really can't think of one memorable fight that the Zone has put on, man. I'm sorry to say it, but the fight that we watched last night with Skopegi and Caleb Plant, that was better than most of these DAZN cards combined. And that's just the reality of the situation. I want my dude to do good. I want my dude to win belts. I want my dude to clean out the division. But I just don't know. You know, like, I'm trying to make sense of where he's coming from with Eddie Hearn, because, like, I'm beginning to think, like, he don't want to fight nobody, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think DAZN is going to go for this quite long either. Like, they're going to come to Eddie Hearn and be like, yo, man, you guys got to make some fights. Where are the big fights? That's what they're going to say. Sooner or later. You know, they already didn't pick up that Dillian White Chisora fight. They said, hell no, we ain't picking that up. We don't want to see that fight. We don't want the fight on our platform. So, you know, that's the way I feel about the whole situation right now, man. Like, granted, you know, Billy Joe Saunders did pop dirty. You know, he popped dirty for a banned substance. You know, I don't know the particulars of it, but, you know, he did pop dirty. And so Demetrius Andrades, he fought the Walter Katandakwa, or whatever that guy is. I mean, he was ranked. I don't know where he was, how that ranking came to be, but he was ranked, granted. But, you know, at the same time, man, like, here's the thing. When Demetrius Andrades was at 154, you know, he was calling those dudes out. He was like, I mean, he was vocal about, you know, like, getting the best guys and stuff like that. And that, you know, he wanted to fight the best. Now, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but sometimes the mistakes you make is like, dang, like it really shoots you in the foot. Now, he had a fight scheduled to fight Charlo, right? And this is at 154. Like, he was gonna fight Charlo. I don't know which Charlo he was gonna fight, but he was ready to fight him. You know, he was like, okay, we can fight. Let's sign the fight. Let's make it happen. But the problem started when he tried to sign with Rock Nation. Because the thing is Rock Nation was gonna offer him a bag, like a big bag. You know, and they didn't, you know, long story short, they didn't deliver on their promise. So he never did get the bag, and he never did sign with Rock Nation, man. But in the process, the problem is with that is they told him that to pull out of the Jamal or whatever Charlo. It could have been Jamal. I think it's Jamal who he was gonna fight. But they told him that he had to pull out of the Jamal Charlo fight, and that they were going to give him that bag, you know? I mean, so he pulls out the fight, and it didn't go as planned. So, in it not going as planned, he was just kind of left out in the cold, man. He was left out in the cold, and, you know, Jamal Charlo went on to do his thing. Still doing his thing, basically. And, you know, you just had Demetrius Andrades like in limbo, basically. And that's just what happened. You know, fast forward, he signs with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. And, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but it's more of the same thing, man. Like, I mean, who are you fighting, my dude? Like, really, like, who are you fighting? To be vocal, bro. Get a solid one on your name. Get a solid victory on your name, my dude. I'm just telling you this as a brother. I'm telling you this as, like, someone from the island, my dude. Just get a solid name on your resume, my guy. And, I mean, even if that means you fighting Daniel Jacobs, man, to unify them belts, you gotta do it, man. It's obviously one of the easiest fights you can make. I mean, that would make the most sense. I mean, because the way I look at it, I mean, Canelo ain't gonna fight him. Canelo, I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo vacates some of these belts, man, before he fights these guys at 160. And I mean, like, I don't think he's gonna stay at 168 because now you have like the emergence of Caleb Plant at 168. You have Ramirez at 168. You have Benavidez at 168. You have even like maybe Callum Smith who can give him that work at 168. So I don't really see him staying there, man. Unless this is a projection that David Lemieux moves up to 168 and he fights Canelo. He gets a Canelo fight. You know? But anyway, back to Demetrius Andrades, man. I mean, he says these things in this article, but it just has to be seen. You know, he has to take risks. He has to take risks. You know, he can't just do what Anthony Joshua's doing, looking for these soft touch-ups and just like thinking that like people are not going to catch on to what you're doing. You know, he has to go for the people. And I don't think it's because they don't want to fight him. I just think that, he got to step up and get these fights. You sign with Matchroom, you sign with Eddie Hearn, so you got to be vocal on him and let him know that, like, I want these fights. I want to fight these guys, man. And make negotiations easy in getting the fights. Don't complicate it like you are with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua and the like thereof, man. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna ride with my guy, but I just gotta call it how it is, man. You gotta fight. You gotta step up and fight. Like higher competition, man. That's the thing. I mean, technique-wise, he's one of the best. I guess you can say he's one of the best technicians. I mean, we'll see what he does in this fight. We'll see how he looks in this fight, and if he looks crisp and cool and smooth and the like thereof, then like he gotta like really call these guys out, man. Or even if it means him fighting Daniel Jacobs, man, to unify that belt, you gotta do it, man. No excuses. No friendship excuses. No nothing like that, man. I mean, there's a saying that like Cape Verdeans, that like when it comes down to it, ambition, there's no limits with ambition with us. There's no limits. So you gotta really pursue that ambition, man, and really go after it, man. I mean, because it's cool to see like him active, sure, but if it's against just lower competition, then I mean, it's not really a big deal. It's not really cool. So I mean, I don't know who else he can fight at middleweight, because I don't think Canelo's going to fight him. I mean, maybe Billy Joe Saunders is an opportunity. He can fight him, or maybe he can fight. Because I don't think Canelo gonna fight him, man. I don't think Triple G gonna fight him either. So, I mean, right now the best fights for Demetrius Andrades would be a Charlo fight or a Daniel Jacobs fight at this time, man, because I'm sorry, I just don't see these other guys fighting an athletically inclined, technically sound boxer. I just don't see it happening. I will be very surprised if it happens, and I think it's not likely to happen. But man, that's all I got for now, guys. I was just like piggybacking off of his comments on the magazine, on the boxing scene. That you know, you say you're the baddest man. Show and prove, my guy. That's what we're asking for, man. Show and prove it. Until the next one, guys. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Unjala.